Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am Ron Patterson, President of Chadron State College. On behalf of the Nebraska State College System, Board of Trustees, and the faculty and staff of Chadron State, I welcome you to our 31st winter ceremony. Please rise as we bow our heads for a moment of silence and give thanks for our many blessings this year and for these special graduates here this afternoon. Thank you. The moment of reflection will be delivered by T.J. Chadwick from Akron, Colorado. Please be seated.
Got to get this all open. Hello and welcome. My name is TJ Chadwick. Before I start what could be the most subpar speech you've ever heard, I would like to thank everyone for the opportunity to be up here today. If you would have told me when I was starting college that I would be standing in front of you giving this speech, I probably would have cried. Now, I'm just slightly nervous, but I've got this. I started my time at Chadron State College on August 17th, 2019. That first semester, I met so many people who completely changed how I viewed life and music. I was blown away with how easy everything felt, but spoiler alert, it wasn't easy for long. Then the world shut down. For those of you who have never had to do music lessons online, I do not recommend. Although some professors will send you really uplifting emails when you forget to edit your mental breakdown out of your piano finals. We came back to a year of masks and social distancing. One of the most impactful moments of my time here was when the choir was able to sing without masks on. There were so many tears from so many people. That moment brought light to an extremely dark and hopeless time in many of our lives. Junior year, I became close to three very important people. My best friend, Brooke, our accompanist at the time, Bobby Pace, and my lifeline, Ashley. They all left at the end of that year, and I was scared I would feel alone on my last year of campus, even though Cade was there to annoy every day. Senior year led to many new relationships and a huge boom of confidence. I was doing things I never thought I would. Through the years, I learned quite a bit, so here's some of the most important things. If you can't find a music student in Memorial Hall, you should check 118 or the choir room. McDonald's is the best at 5:30 a.m. Food always tastes better when you're making it at a friend's house. Scene It is a great way to lose your mind during finals, but if you fall asleep while getting ready for a new game, the sound won't turn off and will haunt your dreams. Sometimes getting stuck in Sydney after a festival isn't a bad thing. Fruit salad by the Wiggles is the best way to enjoy Dr. Stevens, especially when you can't find the pizza place. If you're planning on pulling a prank on Dr. Schrader, make sure you find a piece or find a song in the same key as one of your lesson pieces. The mashup and chaos that ensues is great, and the look on his face is priceless. Professors who seem scary are some of the nicest people you will ever meet. Just talk to them about things other than coursework. Today is just a moment in our lives, but so were the moments we spent here. Monday, everything will go back to normal, and we may even feel like lost freshmen again. I guarantee that whatever comes next will be just as great as what happened here. My journey may have started on August 17th, 2019, but I will forever be an Eagle, long past December 15th, 2023. Thank you.
Thank you, TJ, for those wonderful remarks. This ceremony is a very special time for each graduate and family and friends. To maintain the dignity of this distinctive occasion and out of respect for all of our graduates, We ask that you please silence your cell phones and remain seated until the ceremony has ended so that each graduate's name can be heard when announced. Commencement is a celebration of academic attainment. To bring greetings to you from the academic community of Chadron State College, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Jim Powell.
Thank you, President Patterson, and thank you for everything you have done for CSC and our fine students. Excuse me a minute. Congratulations, graduates. On behalf of the faculty, we want to welcome and thank you for attending this ceremony. The faculty, staff, and I commend and applaud your momentous accomplishment. Graduates, in earning your baccalaureate and graduate degrees, you are joining an elite group. Nebraskans mirror the national average of roughly 1/3 possessing a bachelor's degree. Again, Nebraska mirrors the national average with about 14% holding an advanced degree. Therefore, you are all very well positioned to excel in the workforce both now and in the future because of your CSC degree. I would argue, in fact, that in attaining your CSC degree, you are better prepared than those who have graduated from other colleges and universities in the state. At CSC, you have been educated, trained, and credentialed to immediately enter the workforce to fulfill in-demand, vital, and high-paying jobs across a number of fields and sectors. With its emphasis on applied learning, problem-solving, cultural competence, quantitative reasoning, and work-based skills, your CSC education will serve as a career catalyst and an accelerator. I am confident that your education, experience, and degree has prepared you to deal with the change, challenges, and ever-evolving economic marketplace. Recent trends and data indicate that most of you will have 4 or 5 different jobs before you turn 30, and several different careers during your working life. Your CSC degree will empower you to excel in this environment of constant change. Finally, I would be remiss if I did not tell our newly minted bachelor graduates that we want you back as graduate students. At the appropriate time, please discover and enroll in one of our affordable, flexible, and fully online graduate degrees to further facilitate your career success. Thank you, congratulations, and soar Eagles.
Thank you, Dr. Powell. Now I want to introduce several people joining me on the platform. I ask that you ask these individuals to please stand when their name is called. I ask that you hold your applause until I have introduced them all. On stage, celebrating this special occasion with you are Ms. Margene Terrell, Academic and Personnel Committee Chair of the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State College System. Dr. Jim Powell, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Jim Margetts, Dean of Essential Studies and the School of Liberal Arts. Dr. Ryan Morgan, Dean of the Graduate Studies and School of Business, Mathematics, and Science. Dr. Grant Sassy, Interim Dean of Curriculum, Accreditation in the School of Professional Studies and Applied Sciences. Mr. Jovan Mays, today's commencement speaker, and Ms. Melissa Mitchell, our registrar. I also want to recognize Dr. John Wojcik and the CSC Wind Symphony for providing music for this ceremony. Please join me in welcoming the stage party and thanking Dr. Wojcik and the Wind Symphony. Also joining us are several members of our faculty from the 3 schools whose students are graduating today. Please join me in thanking these faculty members for participating in this ceremony. It is now my pleasure to invite Ms. Margene Terrell to the podium to bring official greetings from the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State College System.
Good afternoon, our distinguished guests, faculty, families, and most importantly, our Chadron State graduates. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State College System, it is my honor to welcome everybody here to the 2023 commencement ceremony. Today, graduates, is a celebration of your unwavering commitment, tireless effort, and determined spirit in the face of challenges, and you've chosen not only to persevere, but to emerge stronger, more resilient, and more determined to attain your goals. This commencement marks a pivotal moment as you reflect on your past journey and envision the road ahead. As you reminisce about your time at Chadron, my hope is that it's with fondness and appreciation. May Chadron State always be a cherished chapter in your past, present, and future. Please know that this institution's doors are always open for you to pursue other projects. We eagerly anticipate hearing about your remarkable milestones that you will achieve both personally and professionally, building upon the solid foundation laid by your Chadron State College degree. Today, you join the ranks of other Chadron State graduates who have gone before you, armed with the knowledge and skills bestowed upon you by an outstanding education. I believe that each and every one of you possess the capacity and acumen not only to succeed, but to make a lasting impact, contributing to the betterment of our world. A special thank you to all the parents and family, friends, loved ones who have supported these graduates on their journey of this academic time. Your presence here today magnifies the significance of this milestone. We extend our collective best wishes to those accomplished men and women who've embarked on their future endeavors. So without further delay, as a member of the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State College System, President Patterson, I invest you with the power, the authority to grant degrees to the graduates of Chadron States. Congratulations, graduates, and go Eagles.
Thank you, Trustee Margene Terrell. And now to our guest speaker, Jovan Mays. Jovan Mays is the Emeritus Poet Laureate of Aurora, Colorado, a Distinguished Young Alumni Award recipient, a Chadron State Foundation trustee, and the author of 4 books. Since 2009, he has spoken at more than 120 events, including performing commissioned pieces, tributes to veterans, and multiple appearances at the Sterling, Colorado Correctional Facility, where he judges the Poetry Slam. He has also presented at the Colorado Language Arts Society Conference. At Smoky Hill High School, his alma mater, Mays is a specialist coach for the wrestling team, along with providing educational presentations about healthy masculinity and social emotional learning, a student engagement advocate with the Aurora Public Schools since August 2020. He assists students with leadership development and creative writing. Before his current position, he was a youth voice coordinator with APS for 3 years. He created the first district-wide youth voice platform, which engaged more than 500,000 audience members, and 30,000 students with journalistic stories with a focus on mental health, resilience, and self-investigation. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Jovan Mays.
I like to call this National My Baby Done Did It Day. Thank you for having me. I graduated in the winter of 2010. And what I think about in that experience is that many of y'all sitting here were either on track, ahead of track, or behind track. But you made it, and that's all that matters. You know, I've been studying a lot of childhood psychology as of late, and it's really, really interesting learning about the problem-solving ability of young people, something that I feel like is an absolute necessary component that we're gonna need in the society that we're in. This society that we live in struggles to agree with each other to find resolution. And on days like this, it commemorates the fact that you're going to enter some network where you are going to have to be a critical piece in working through this unity inside of our world. And I was studying this recent text of this young student who was impacted by the 9/11 tragedy. His psychologist asked this young boy to illustrate his experience on that day. The child drew the Twin Towers, and then towards the base of the Twin Towers, there are these really dark holes next to the Twin Towers. The psychologist asked the young student, what are those dark spots on the ground? The student said, they're trampolines. The people need some space to land. Young people have this ability to manage tragedy in a really powerful way. And I think about what happens to us when we kind of go through our academic journey is sometimes we lose sight of that young person inside of ourselves. I love hanging out with third graders, second graders. It's one of my favorite things. When I first started working for the school district, I requested that I could have lunch at every elementary school inside the district. And they were like, oh, you want to sit with the administrators? I was like, absolutely not. I want to be in the cafeteria, sitting with the little ones and hearing their minds and asking them wild questions like, why is the sky blue? And when the world is not so ised, when everything is still so unfigured out, the curiosity comes up with interesting conclusions like, Mister, I think the sky's blue because it's just a Smurf fart. And I love these responses when I hang out with these young people and how they come up with interesting things inside their world. And I have been blessed to have a career where I'm celebrated for the navigation of my curiosity even as I stand before you as a 37-year-old. Not all of us are so privileged, and I'm aware of that. And so what I prepared for you today is, I'm calling it a spoem, speech plus poem, spoem, that I think represents this protection that we need to participate in as a collective humanity of our own inner third grader so that we can help serve solutions for a world that is really struggling to figure them out right now. Here we go. In the spring of 2011, in Monterrey, Mexico, 33-year-old school teacher Marta Rivera Alanis' preschool classroom came under siege while a shootout between rival drug cartels took place outside her school. Marta promptly gathered all 15 of her precious 3-, 4-, and 5-year-olds onto the ground and below the windows. As the shots got louder and machine gun fire ricochets, she leads them in a song inspired by a purple mascot dinosaur. If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a rain that would be. Standing outside with my mouth open wide, The shootout left 5 dead. None of the students and teachers singing on the ground were injured. Perhaps music is the most powerful force that we know. I call this poem Lemon Drops and Gumdrops for the Chadron State graduates. The only time I got to visit my grandma's house, I marveled at her enchantment. She would stand in the kitchen making breakfast and canary through her windows. and within seconds, a congregation of songbirds would line up at her sill. From that day on, I was certain of two things. One, my grandma is the reason that I was born on Earth Day. And two, if magic isn't real, then I can't explain the things that I'm seeing. As an 8-year-old latchkey ADHD, my dad would pick me up from school in his bread truck on the way to the depot. He worked for this place called Rainbow, and in my little boy head, watching the smokestack factories from the back, I would ask him, "Dad, is Commerce City where they make clouds?" He would always laugh and tell me I had some imagination on me. I would always think, don't we all? My first poetry lesson plan, 3rd grade. Miss Chambers tells us that we're going to learn about poetry. Hand raised. Yes, Jovan. Miss Chambers, what kind of tree is that? Miss Chambers says, poetry is not a tree, Jovan. It's a style of writing. Hand raised. Yes, Jovan. Miss Chambers, do you think that you could take a pencil and bury it in the ground, and if you water it and treat it as well as you possibly can, that it will make pencil trees? Are these pencil trees just this poetry that you keep talking about? The whole class laughs. You have some imagination on you, Jovan, says Miss Chambers. I would always think, don't we all? Don't we? If anything, our imaginations are the greatest restoration tools that we have. They make magic out of the meaningless, dreams of the decay, and mosaics out of the madness. I imagine that when you find each other, when you find your inner 3rd grader, you find your lunchmate, you let the weird spill all over the table and make a story out of the splatter. I imagine curiosity in uppercase, the investigations co-signed, the awkward applauded, and the fantasies affirmed, and this window to the world protected amongst all of this. Amidst this world that's burning, that we don't want to believe is burning, 6 million plus lost in this pandemic, and a monster of a mental health crisis, and opioids, mass incarceration, the school-to-prison pipeline, a challenged education system, a war on poverty, a war on drugs, a war in Gaza, a war in Ukraine, a war in Uvalde, justice unmet, human rights denied, and a suspect complacency that continues to braid the noose. And the poor seem poorer, and the progress seems slower, and the dreams seem smaller while the decision makers get older, and here we are. And here we are. 2 years ago, my 7-year-old nephew lost his grandma to the pandemic. She was 1 day past her eligibility for vaccination. During dinner one night, he excused himself from the table, making sure to grab his artificial, non-working, fake Apple earpods with him. After 10 minutes, I went to go searching for him. And in the back room, I hear him talking to himself. Somehow, he has turned the AirPods into a communication device where he can speak to his granny. And he's laughing, and she's responding, and he's laughing. And even I struggle to believe what I am seeing. And perhaps our imagination is the strongest tool that we have. Who's going to protect our inner 3rd grader, y'all? Who's going to pull us down to the ground below the windows as the shrapnel screams above our heads to bring us back to the home within ourselves? And if all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a rain that would be. And now we stand outside with our mouths open wide. And there you were. And there little you was, saying, drink up. We've got some marching to do. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Mr. Mays, for those inspiring words. Dr. Jim Powell will now present the candidates for the conferral of their respective master's degrees. Would Dr. Powell, Vice President for Academic Affairs, please come forward?
All 2023 candidates for the Masters of Arts in Education, please rise and remain standing. The Masters of Business Administration, please rise and remain standing. The Master of Education, please rise and remain standing. The Master of Science and Organizational Management, please rise and remain standing. President Patterson, upon the recommendation of the graduate faculty and the academic deans, I recommend to you these candidates for the conferring upon them of their respective master's degrees.
Through the power invested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State College System, I now bestow upon you, each of you, your respective master's degrees.
Academic Deans Dr. Jim Margetts, Dr. Ryan Morgan, and Interim Dean Dr. Grant Sassy will assist with the hooding of graduates along with the candidates' advisors. Please come forward to accept your diploma. Family members, feel free to come forward for photographs. Demetria Christine Dane, posthumous award accepted by Jared Dane. David Burrell, Master of Arts in Education. Sir? Angelica Charlene Maria Gonzalez, Master of Arts in Education. Michelle Lee Haynes, Master of Arts in Education. Paul Anthony North, Master of Arts in Education. Sharon K. Stoltz, Master of Arts in Education. Amy Lynn Carnahan, Master of Arts in Education. Kara Lee Keneally, Master of Arts in Education. Lindsay Marie Hansen, Master of Arts in Education. Letitia B. Cosman, Master of Arts in Education. Amanda K. Christensen, Master of Arts in Education. Brett Ryan Mahler, Master of Arts in Education. David Anyango Amonde, Master of Education. Joshua Matthew Calvert, Master of Business Administration. Janessa K. Carley, Master of Business Administration. Viraz Faria, Master of Business Administration. Chanel Dion Hanger, Master of Business Administration. Jonas Matthew Lujan, Master of Business Administration. Alexander Douglas Johnson, Master of Business Administration. Angela Marie Little Elk, Master of Business Administration. Jason A. Morale, Master of Business Administration. Coy James Sassy, Master of Business Administration. Ashley Michelle Wagner, Master of Business Administration. Eric Matthew Holmes, Master of Science in Organizational Management. Taylor E. Rimp, Master of Science in Organizational Management. Let's have a final round of applause for our new master's graduates. Please be seated. During today's commencement, we should recognize those undergraduate students who have graduated or are graduating with academic honors. In recognition of their outstanding academic achievement, they are wearing medallions. Please note that those students graduating cum laude have attained a cumulative grade point average of 3.6 to 3.74. Those graduating magna cum laude have a grade point average of 3.75 to 3.89. And those graduating summa cum laude have a grade point average of 3.9 to 4.0. All honors graduates, please rise and be recognized. Please be seated. The 2023 candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree, please rise and remain standing. The Bachelor of Science degree, please rise and remain standing. The Bachelor of Science in Education degree, please rise and remain standing. President Patterson, upon the recommendation of the faculty, the chairs of the department, and the deans of the schools, I recommend to you these candidates for the conferring upon them of their baccalaureate degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Powell. Through the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State College System, I now bestow upon each of you your respective bachelor's degree. Please move the tassel from the right edge to the left edge of your cap.
'23 graduates, please come forward to accept your diploma. Family, again, please feel free to come forward for photographs. Lindsay N. Anderson, summa cum laude. Concy J. Bader. Justin Arthur Bale. Hugo Castillo. Kadra Marie Clark, summa cum laude. Nathaniel Maximus Cooper. Morgan Jacob Favre. Keyshawn Cordell Creel. Katie Dawn Fornstrom. Parker Gonzer, summa cum laude. Jonathan Hiberto Gonzalez. Abigail Joy Goosey, cum laude. Karsten Jade Hegman. Mason Douglas Hamilton, cum laude. Elizabeth Marie Hunt. Samuel Jesse, cum laude. Katrina Keller. Hiamasi Latu. Abigail Faye Madden. Whitney Lynn Martin. Braden R. Meacham, summa cum laude. Caitlin Nadine Norman. Seth Brian Norris, summa cum laude. Sydney Christian Peterson. Hannah Ann Pifley. Nicholas John Quinn, summa cum laude. Harvey Dequan Reynolds. Brody M. Roden. Cale Michael Schaefer, magna cum laude. Giuseppe Shinala. Courtney Allen Lynn Smith. Kelly J. Smith. Trayvon Edward Smith. Haley Stein, summa cum laude. Garrett J. Swantek. Natalie Martinez Torres. Aaron K. Wannock, cum laude. Seisha Wasty, summa cum laude. Jacob Russell Andreessen. Shelby Ann Bewley. Caleb Sky Hubble. Cole Andrew Madsen. Thomas Sloan Mason. Sage May McGinnis, summa cum laude. Kaylin Dolores Miller, magna cum laude. Emma Lauren Pendleton, summa cum laude. Daniel Roland Reynolds Jr., summa cum laude. Tucker Ray Romey, summa cum laude. Lily Anna Alexander, summa cum laude. Colton Steele Bevins, summa cum laude. Noah Kyle Burtis. Sarah Ann Cardona. TJ Chadwick. Shane Robert Collins, summa cum laude. Desiree Jeanette Fornander. Caitlin Gomez, summa cum laude. Julissa K. Gomez. Logan Catherine Hammock, summa cum laude. Jesslyn Gendra, cum laude. Jackie Lynn Lemunion. Millianne Grace Mullinex, summa cum laude. Joanne Olson. Mara Elizabeth Palayo. No, Jay? Okay. Hannah J. Reimnitz, summa cum laude. Holly R. Ricketts. Jodelle Schulte. Elisa M. Smith, summa cum laude.
Please join me as we honor all of our graduates with a well-deserved round of applause. Graduates, stand up and thank your parents, your friends, and your family. Thank them for their support. Please be seated. Graduates, we commend you for your hard work, personal sacrifices, and perseverance that have led you to the platform this afternoon to receive your degrees. We are proud of you. Let me say that again. We are proud of you, as are your families and friends. As you leave this college to make your mark on the world, take Chadron State College with you wherever you go. And when you greet your fellow alumni with a hearty, soar Eagles. We send our best wishes with you. And also, before we close, we have one more moment of reflection. But I'd like to thank a few people that made this day and this event possible. Dr. Kim Madsen, our faculty marshal, professor of family and consumer sciences, and our student marshals, Aubrey Quast, who is a member of the CSC chapter of the Cardinal Key National Honorary Sorority, and Cooper Reichman, who is a member of the CSC chapter Blue Key Honorary Fraternity. TJ Chadwick for providing the opening moment of reflection, Dr. John Wojcik and the CSC Wind Symphony, who provided the music today, Ms. Carrie Gaswick, Vice President for Administration, as well as the custodial and maintenance staff. Mr. Alex Helmbrick, Director of College Relations and the College Relations staff, Ms. Melissa Mitchell, Registrar and the Records Office staff, and Ms. Shelley Johns and the Conferencing Office staff for their assistance in today's program. The student providing the closing moment of reflection is David Omandi from Kisumu, Kenya. And now David will give closing moment of reflection.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am pleased, graduates, to celebrate this day with you. I want to take the time to thank professors, friends, parents, loved ones that played a big impact on getting us here today. I'm utmost grateful for Chadron State College and its community for the many opportunities that I received while I was here and the many caring hearts this place carries. Graduates, the world is opening the door for you and is waiting for you, crying for your help. So enter it with confidence. All the gifts and talents that you have, the knowledge that you have acquired, share it and let it be a blessing to another in your community. Furthermore, take care of you. So these are 5 things that you can do so. Number 1, pursue something meaningful in your life. 2, pick up new hobbies. 3, challenge yourself, keep learning. 4, don't be afraid to seek for help when you need it. And number 5, continue to surround yourself with people that want to see you win. When you walk through and out those doors today, there'll be ups, which is what we all want, but we must also experience downs. But don't let that take away your fullest potential and who you really are within. Jim Rohn once said, you can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. Each one of you has a dream that you've been thinking about, something that you've been thinking about for about an hour, a month, maybe years. Do not stop till you turn that dream into reality. It is all about putting one foot in front of the other, a step at a time. Lastly, I know that you guys, when you're at home, you check out yourself in the mirror, because I do. Okay. But today, I want you to go and look at that mirror and point to that person and say, you did it. You did it. Thank you.
Thank you, David. And we thank each of you in the audience, family, friends, loved ones, for joining us to celebrate these graduates. Please rise for the recessional and feel free to join our graduates in the mezzanine for a reception.